Hello everyone, VJJ32 back again with another What's on Deck. In case you missed it yesterday, I talked a little bit about my schedule, and I did a card trick for a change, and a lot of people apparently watched it and liked it, and I might do more in the future, we'll see. I do plan on doing more, just maybe we'll have another one next week, we'll see. So let's talk about what's on deck first of all. I got about 5-6 decks I want to talk about on Kickstarter, and about the same outside of Kickstarter. Let's get on with it. First of all, on Kickstarter, new deck, the Tuxedo playing cards from Natalia Silva, who's had a couple other decks before this. There was a Russian deck, a Russian folk art, and there was the Love deck. I forget the exact name of it. Whatever. I think it was Love Is. This is a new one, Tuxedo playing cards. It's got a nice tuck case, as you can see. The back design is, well, sadly, it's not the best. I mean, it's got a horrible one-way back design element. I don't like this right here down the middle. It's not even down the middle, it's off-centered. And just unnecessary one-way back design elements. It could be mirror imaged, I think, fairly easily, but they've chosen not to do that, and that is disappointing. The Love Is deck also had a somewhat disappointing back design, which was similar. And to me, something like this is just a little bit disappointing. It's just bow ties all over the back design. It's too simple. I mean, put a little more effort into it. Come up with something more creative is what I say. The face, you got custom pips and indexes and custom chord cards, which for some reason are animals in tuxedos, which is pretty bizarre, as you can see, especially the owl. They're okay. Nothing wrong with that. Personally, I think this deck reminds me of another deck that I already have. Oh, fancy that. It seems like what I'm seeing here is the cards are fairly similar from one suit to another, from king to queen to jack. They're just male and female counterparts. Go figure. I mean that's fine, but it just seems like it's the same thing. And, okay, the jacks are a bit different. But the queens could have been a bit different as well. But, again, similarities. Bears throughout. Gorillas throughout. Anyway, there is another deck that I'm thinking of that is basically the same thing. It's the Bicycle Black Tie playing cards that came out a couple years ago. Nothing from that creator since. But it's the same idea. It's tuxedo wearing court cards and whatnot. It's just a bicycle ghost style rider back design. That was actually, I think, a mandolin back. But it was a little bit better in my opinion. I think it's weird seeing animals in tuxedos. It's fine, it's different. The court cards are okay. I mean, the aces are okay, I should say. But I'm not just into it very much. Especially with the back design they use, and the number cards are pretty interesting. I'm not a big fan of the back design and everything. Apparently it's going to be printed by MPC if they hit $5,000, USBC if they hit $10,000, and something else if they hit $15,000. No idea what that would be. And right now they're 49%, 30 days to go. Chances of funding are looking pretty good. Moving along. Viva Mexico! Playing cards. Viva Mexico playing cards by Jay Losa. His first project that I am aware of, actually. He's got a second project, but it's not playing card related. Oh, actually it is. It was a horrible deck. The blue and red majors playing cards, which was, well, it was unimpressive, and it did not fund his best gimmick at trying to sell it. You got a whole $800 out of $10,000 goal, but His best gimmick to sell it was, let's have a chick with cleavage in the main picture. Sex sells. I'm guessing that's his girlfriend. She's pretty hot. But I mean, the back design was just not good, as you can see on this one, and the court cards were horrible as well. The Viva Mexico deck is a hell of a lot better. The back design's pretty cool with a Mexican flair to it. And actually, it kind of reminds you a little bit of the Fall of Troy playing cards back design. He's got custom suits representing different Mexican things. Avocados for the spades, because apparently they're the leading producer of avocados in the world. The clubs have the nopales, which are apparently, there's a lot of species of that are known to Mexico, so it's prominent in the country. I'm thinking that it's some kind of a cactus. The diamonds have tortillas, or tostadas, which is considered to be a Mexican food, and the hearts have tomatoes, which originated in Mexico, I didn't notice, and spread throughout the world following Spain's colonization of the Americas. So it's pretty cool and definitely fitting. The indexes are standard, which is excellent. And I also like that all four, suits have their own unique color in their pips, even though the indexes don't match. I would have actually preferred if they had green indexes and orange indexes. And I might recommend that to the creator. The Ace of Spades is nice. It features the coat of arms from the Mexican flag. The court cards are also nice. Well, they're okay. I've seen better, obviously. But they, fit with the deck. The kings have different Mexican leader type figures. The queens, female figures represented. And the jacks have other Mexican figures represented, including the luchador, a bullfighter, a mariachi guy, and a taco guy. And then the Joker is pretty cool. The piñatas, another Mexican element, and they decided to include a reveal in the one Joker where the piñata has exploded. I think it's well done. They've put, as much of Mexico into every card as they can. It's colorful and fun and vibrant and everything. And the tuck box looks fantastic. I mentioned this because previously they had a different tuck box which is kind of dull and boring and brown, and this one is much better. I definitely recommend checking this one out. To be produced by Legends Playing Cards, if they hit the goal, and there's stretch goals for an interior print inside the tuck case as well. One thing you will notice about the pledges is that the early bird was $6, which is quite cheap, and then the regular one is $8, and it looks really cheap and everything. However, everyone is charged shipping, whether you are international, Canadian, or American. So while it does say $6, Americans will pay or did pay $11, and the other one, they're paying $13, which is normal prices for Kickstarter decks when they include shipping. So it's fine. It's not like you're overpaying or anything like that. So I like that one. Definitely check it out. Next up, and that one, by the way, is 41% funded, 25 days to go. Next up, just launched yesterday, the Sideshow deck from Straight Games. Again, this is actually their first project. They've only backed a couple as well. It's 13% funded at the moment, 34 days to go, going slow. It's got a Sideshow freak look to it and theme. And everyone who pledges for a deck gets a PDF of the uncut sheet, which is pretty cool little addition. And originally they weren't going to offer uncuts, but they've been talking into it and other stuff. That's nice artwork. As you can see, custom court cards and aces, all featuring Sideshow freak characters. The Jokers got the fat ladies. And there's all sorts of freaks, as you can see. It reminds me a bit of the Bicycle Sideshow Freaks deck, obviously, but still well done and unique in its own way. And to be printed by Expert Playing Cards. The back design is pretty nice. Maybe reminds me a bit of that one. I don't remember what that one looks like. I will say the Admit One thing reminds me a bit of the Boardwalk Papers playing cards from the Blue Crown and whatnot. But I mean, it's pretty cool itself. It's unique and cool tips. I recommended they should add a collector's set of chips because some people like to just get a collector's set, one of each. So they decided to do that apparently. So that is that. I like this one. It's pretty cool. Check it out. Next up, another one you should check out. This relaunched the Nouveau playing cards. This is now officially the United Cards 2016 annual deck, and apparently they are running the project. It is currently 88% funded, 30 days to go. It will fund this time, which is nice because it's already had 2 attempts and it didn't quite make it. I do see some modifications to the backs and I think the faces. And there's also a stretch goal for a red version, which I think was the original deck that they did, and the green was a stretch goal. Let's look at the faces. Very nice, beautiful cards. I like them. I recommend checking them out for sure, 100%. To be printed by Expert Playing Cards, for better or worse. I would have preferred Legends myself, but it depends on the stocking finish as well. They're printed by the same company. But yeah, everything looks really unique, really cool, different. I've never seen a deck like this before. Super thin borders, nice aces and faces and court cards and everything. And like I said, I highly recommend checking it out. There's a coin as well. Stretch goal for the red deck, which also looks very beautiful. Unique from the other one, and the back design's a bit different. And that's with a $15,000 goal. The Borgogni deck, or how you pronounce that, Borzon, I should say. And that's a $15,000 stretch goal. They are well on the way to hitting that, since they're almost funded. $18,000 there will be embossing on the Nouveau deck. At $20,000 to hit that, there will be foiling on the red deck. And they're also offering these carrot cases that United Cards came up with, which is fine. They're just promoting the hell out of that, but not really interested in that. Moving along. Another deck from Jessica Feinberg. She seems to pop one out every few months. And they all seem to be dragon themed. This one is air dragons and other rare sky creatures. It's already very well funded. And 24 days remain. If you're interested in that, check it out. I'm not overly a big fan of her decks and back designs and whatnot. But they're fine. I got no problems with her. She's always delivered and obviously gets a lot of people pledging for her projects. And I think hers is to be printed by MPC. I want to talk about one other project right now on Kickstarter. This one, VIP, artistically painted playing cards by the Caveman. That might be true. However, the Caveman did not artistically paint these playing cards. Aside from maybe the aces that he did. Or the back design. These insects that you see, and the butterflies and everything, are actually stolen or borrowed from a stock photo website or two. And maybe he did a little bit dazzling or whatever, but the actual artwork comes from stock photo websites. He did not draw them, and to me that is BS, and nobody should be backing this project. It's just, I do not condone backing something that obviously the person did not create. And it's not going to fund anyway. Let's move along. Some new releases to tell you about. First of all, Bicycle Cardistry in blue, released from World Card Experts. Currently available to VIP members only. $4.99, $5.99, excellent prices. And the shipping, by the way, was not too much like it has been in the past. So they're pretty cool, as you can see. And it looks like they're hinting at a purple deck. Goodness, I hope not. I mean, it gets ridiculous when you start releasing more and more decks that are the same back design, just a different color. But I guess we'll find out in a couple of months. So there's that. New from Illusionist, Madison Revolvers. Currently only available to Black Club members. Free, of course. I'm guessing, I believe it was this red one, although I see an image of a black one as well. There you go. By the way, I will remind you and point out that Illusionist did state, Madison did state months and months ago that they were not ever again going to reuse the Madison logo. And lo and behold, they have done exactly that, which makes it a big freaking lie. Oh, look at that. Somebody's selling one on eBay. They sold it for $112. There is one idiot. And now they are released and you paid 10 times more than you should have. Way to go, idiot. I'm sorry, but never buy decks, especially Madison decks, that have not been released because they will likely be released. Moving along, I mentioned this one coming soon to Kickstarter. I'm not sure exactly when. From One Widow. It is the triple vision playing cards. Apparently it's got a 3D look to it. I'm not overly fond of it. I will give him kudos for, completely custom code cards and whatnot. The back design is really kind of simple, minimalist, and really thick borders. And yeah, that's all there is to it. And by the way, blurry artwork is not going to sell it to me. And not to mention black indexes for the hearts and diamonds. No thank you. Not a fan of this one. Moving along, want to mention this one. Run It Once. First edition playing cards from runitonce.com. Apparently it is a website related to poker. This is a plastic deck of playing cards. Really nice tuck case and everything. And the cards themselves, the back design is a one-way, which is a little bit disappointing because it is Run It Once logo and the 4 pips. But it's still nice. And I do like the pips on the faces and the court cards, which do remind me and others a bit of the Sentinel playing cards from Theory 11. But again, it is a plastic deck. It's a little bit pricey. But, I mean, I like it. And I'm definitely am checking it out. And you might want to check it out too. Also, I will mention this one. Zen Pure from Conjuring Arts. Available only for 7 days. That means it's only available for a few more days from the day it was released. It says here September 16. So I think that's 3 more days. 2 or 3 more days. It does have this big white borderless back design. And it has red foil logos. This is the private reserve edition. Only 500 produced, apparently. And only 350 available while quantities remain. And any that aren't sold will go back into their private reserve, into their vault, if they actually have one. So that is that. But anyways, it's fine. It is what it is. It's $20, I think it was. Anyone interested? But it's pretty limited, and it's nice to see that for a change. You don't see stuff like this from Illusionist. Limited for Illusionist is 5,000 decks, which is bullshit. This is limited. So get them while you can. Very limited time offer, and then you won't be able to get them anymore. And one more deck to tell you about. This Steve Valentine deck, stevevalentine.com. Only $10, printed by USB-C. Apparently inspired by a tarot deck, designed by Daniel J. Frey and Steve Valentine. A bit bloody on the Joker. Oops, sorry, I'm zooming in. I don't know about this back design. I guess it's fine. It might look better closer up in person than it does from a distance. It's fine. It's interesting. It looks like it's got all the pips or something thrown throughout it. Um, you see the back design, or the box I should say. Clubs, which is ace of clubs, is apparently upside down. Ace of spades. With the other joker. Ace of diamonds and the ace of hearts. We'll look at just showing you a few quick cards. Really thick on the borders. I hope they're not quite that thick, because that is sadly disappointing if it is that thick. But yeah, it looks like it is that thick. I hope not. I don't even know why USB-C would allow that to be produced if it's that thick. But anyways, they're still pretty cool. Tally holds stock apparently, and Finis, which is probably a bicycle stock in Ericus and Finis. And it has some hidden features, a one-way feature, a double back card, comes stacked in the size 7 stack, which I like. A Queen of Hearts, which is pre-reversed in the deck, so you can actually do a trick with a Queen of Hearts as a force card that the spectator chooses. And you pull out this deck, sealed deck, brand new sealed deck, you open it up, and the Queen of Hearts is reversed in there. The selection is reversed. And apparently they have an inset pip and border for reverse fan. So maybe the fake border is intentional so that you can actually do a reverse fan. Okay, whatever that means. But anyways, it's pretty cool. That's what I got. I'm sorry if the video is a bit long. I will see you next time with more.